The Senate is working on a new relief package to replenish funding for the Paycheck Protection Program and funding for small business after it has been demonstrated that thanks to the Republican definition of small business, some very large corporations have exploited the small business relief plan to help themselves, including the Ruth Chris Steakhouse chain and the Shake Shack chain. Once Shake Shack got caught reaching into the small business pot, Shake Shack is giving back that money. Joining our discussion now is Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow from Michigan. She's the ranking member on the Agriculture Committee and sent a letter today urging the Trump administration to protect the food supply and essential workers during this pandemic. Senator Stabenow, you just heard what Dr. Rob Davidson said he needs. They finally have enough testing to test people with symptoms, but he needs much more testing support from the federal government. Can you get that in this next bill?
Well, we have some good news, and I first have to tell you, Lawrence, it's wonderful to be with you, but thank you for having someone who is a friend of mine on with me, Dr. Rob Davidson, who's just a wonderful physician, one of the heroes, the many, many healthcare heroes that we have right now in Michigan. But the reality is that we're very, very close. They are literally right this minute. You know how it is, going through all the language and so on. But in addition to another $250 billion for the small business program you're talking about, we have won another $120 billion to actually focus on folks that aren't the well-connected, the mom and pop operations, those who are banked differently, minority businesses, some of our farmers and rural communities using farm credit. So we want this to go to everybody in terms of small businesses, and particularly our smaller small businesses and those who did not get the opportunity to apply the first time around. On healthcare, we're looking at $100 billion, $75 billion of that going to hospitals, $25 billion as a down payment on testing. And I so appreciate all of your focus on testing, because we will not get the economy open again or save lives going forward if we are not testing so that the people who are sick stay home and everybody else can go to work. Right now, everybody's having to stay home because we don't know where that virus is. And so I released a report on behalf of our caucus. I'm the policy chair in the Senate for our caucus, and we did a report on testing. I'd welcome folks going to my website to take a look at it tonight. It lays out what happened from January 20th, the very first virus case found in the United States, which is the same day as the very first positive case in South Korea. Two different visions of how our countries operated on testing and taking it seriously. And April 14th, when we closed our report, South Korea had 10,000 positive cases. We had over 600,000, and now we know we're on our way to 800,000. So we have to test. And we've got to protect people in those meatpacking plants and nursing homes and group homes and hospitals. And really, ultimately, we've got to have a test that allows everybody, whether they're going into an auto plant or a restaurant to work, to be able to get a quick test in the morning, know they're okay, and be able to go to work. And that consumers would then have the confidence when they go into the restaurant or any other place in the community that, in fact, they will know that people are there who have tested negative.
Senator, how far away are we from that kind of testing capacity in this country?
Well, unfortunately, we are ways away. I mean, you're talking, about millions of tests. I mean, we've heard up to 1 million a day, and then I've heard this weekend 5 million tests a day to really do it correctly. So one of the challenges, in addition to just ramping up completely, is that we also don't have the ingredients. It's not the machines the president talks about. We've got those. Each kind of machine, each manufacturer uses a different test kit. They use different chemicals called reagents. And that's one of the challenges that we have right now. We don't have the ingredients. We don't have the materials. So much of those are from overseas. So we don't get there without a national aggressive plan that everybody buys into, that everybody understands in the community. This is what we're trying to do. This is what we're going to do. We know a vaccine is the answer, but until then, here's how we're going to do it. Here's the plans we're going to take. We're going to bring that production back to the United States so that we can own that, control that, and have access to what we need. Do it nationally. Short of that, we are really having an extremely difficult time trying to do this state by state.